you see me at Westport Landing on the wide Missouri shore? Did you hear the Westland calling in the spring of '44?
All right, folks, we're back. Today we're heading to the Oregon Territory. We're heading west. And we're going to start to keep filling in that map activity that you had. Check out the video while we go through this. All right. So where is this thing? Okay, so we're talking about part E. Here we go, E on your map activity. And here we see it's sort of modern shape, the shape we end up with in green up there. But at one point, folks wanted to go all the way up here to Alaska. And when President Polk runs for president, he talks about going way up here. He talks about 50, 54, 40 or fight. That they were going to fight the British again for this land way out in Oregon. Luckily, cooler heads prevailed, and the British say, well, if we can avoid a war, we'll just split the thing in half, which worked great. So we end up with our modern boundary with Canada at the 49th parallel, going all the way to the Pacific because of this deal. But really, Americans have been heading to Oregon long before this deal. And why are they going? They're going for the same reason folks always go places. They go just like, think about it like the early colonies. They go to make money, like in Jamestown. Here, we'll go back. Like in Jamestown, they went to make money, first in furs, just like the early colonies in New Amsterdam, and later in gold, like they tried to in Jamestown, only this time the guys are going to find some gold. The other reason that folks headed west is like the good old pilgrims. They headed west for religious reasons. In this case, the missionaries are going out. Same old story, just like the early colonies, just like the Spanish, just like the French, and a little bit with the English. They're going out as missionaries to convert the Indians to be Christians. And if we think about it, the mountain men go out there. They're the guys like Jamestown. They're going out there to make money. They are out there in the fur trade. Think of Charbonneau. When we did Lewis and Clark, we did Sacagawea's husband, Charbonneau. He's a French fur trapper. He's one of these mountain men. Pretty much they live in the wilderness, and from time to time they come into some town or at some big meeting. The French called them the rendezvous, the big meetings, where they would sell the furs that they had trapped all year. And they made pretty good money if they didn't gamble it all away while they were in town. The other group is the missionaries. Here we hear a little bit more about these two here. This is Narcissa and Marcus, Dr. Marcus Whitman. They are missionaries, and they head out to Oregon Territory to try to convert the Indians. They end up bringing the measles with them, which do in a lot of Indians, and this story doesn't end so well for the Whitmans. But it is one of the big things that's pushing folks west, is this idea on a mission to convert the Indians. But eventually, just like we see after the religious folks come and the early pioneers come to make money, the big groups that head west to really settle the area are families. And their families heading out there to be farmers. And this ticks off one of the biggest voluntary mass migrations. What they mean is one of the biggest movement of people where they actually wanted to go. And so many head out there in the 1840s that we still see the evidence of it today.
Along the lonely hillside in remote western Nebraska, you'll struggle to pick out the remains of one of America's great highways. But from above, if you look in just the right places, discrete etchings emerge in the landscape below. These narrow ruts were once a part of the Oregon Trail.
And yeah, we did. You can actually still see where it was. And yes, of course, I made my family stop and see. And you can still see the marks in the ground that all of these settlers left along this trail from Independence, Missouri, all the way through to Oregon. Took you about 6 months. There's plenty about it in the videos that we're posting with this. So I'll leave it for that. And that wagon carried everything you need, because that was all you had for 6 months. So on this wagon train, this is all you had. You had your wagon stocked with all the gear, and I encourage you to take a look at that. And what do you got to take care of?